The following is an exclusive presentation of the RVA Sports Network. Beautiful Thursday evening greets us at Axel Stadium on the campus of Mills Godwin High School. And for the first time in 8 years, the game of the week comes to Mills Godwin. It is the home opener for the homestanding Eagles, coming off a 14-7 come-from-behind win at Clover Hill last week in their season opener. And across the way, the 8th-ranked Confederates of Lee-Davis High School, beginning their 2017 season tonight, and their 4th season under head coach Ryan Turnage. A very pleasant good evening, everyone, and welcome in to this second consecutive Thursday night of special Game of the Week football broadcast action here live on the RVA Sports Network on our exclusive YouTube channel. Rob with them along with you. Some fantastic weather for football so far this season. Last week with Elsie Bird and Meadowbrook on Thursday night, Hanover Monacan on Friday night. Now, I don't know how things are going to be 24 hours from now, when the game of the week returns to WHAN radio at 102.9 FM and 1430 AM. And we're live here on the RVA Sports Network, as it will be Patrick Henry and Caroline in Patrick Henry's first game for brand new head coach Keith Braxton. That could be a rough evening weather-wise, as the remnants of Hurricane Harvey are moving their way ever so slowly up the eastern seaboard. We'll find out about that in just a second, but that's 24 hours from now. Right now, we can focus on the game at hand and the great weather we've got for it tonight. Mills Godwin at 1-0. They were down 7-0 at halftime last week at Clover Hill. And then, all of a sudden, second half, and we have ourselves a touchdown. The extra points missed. Eagles down 7-6. Later in the game, get the touchdown to take the lead. Get the 2-point conversion to make it a 7-point game away at Clover Hill to get a 14-7 win that moved Mills Godwin to 1-0. And this is a new head coach for them as well. We mentioned Patrick Henry a moment ago. Brand new head coach for Mills Godwin, Ron Strime, but not unfamiliar to the Godwin program. Kind of a similar situation to Patrick Henry, where Keith Braxton has been away for many years, has been an assistant mostly at the collegiate ranks, but obviously knows all about Patrick Henry history, being part of the teams leading up to the 1994 state championship team, and Ray Long still on the staff there as an assistant 35 years after he began his long 228 victory run there. So some similarities in terms of what we're looking for tonight. Can Godwin get the home opener? Lee-Davis, you know, they say week 1 to week 2, the biggest jump for a football team usually in terms of how their performance is between their first and second game of the year. And so this is one of several games in the Richmond area tonight and tomorrow night scheduled that pit teams that played last week against teams that are getting started tonight. And for Coach Ryan Turnage, now in his 4th season at the helm at Lee-Davis, they feel very comfortable. They feel like the system is well in place, and they've got kids who have played 2 and 3 years in that system, some starting as freshmen in that 2-8 season of 2014, who are now seniors. Yes, Nathan Evans is gone, but they believe Josh Rice is going to fit in quite nicely. And Jameer Johnson, who was kind of the 3rd back in the rotation last year, is going to move up, and they are expecting big things from him here in 2017. So the Eagles come in at 1-0, and Lee-Davis, as they're 10 minutes away from kicking off the 2017 season. Throughout the night, we'll keep you posted on scores of other games. Some of the games from Friday moved up to Thursday, including Hermitage and Rico. On the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, we've already got a score there, and that's Hermitage taking a 7-0 lead on Henrico. First quarter, that game is at Chester Fritz Stadium. Also on the scoreboard just in, Clover Hill, who we mentioned lost to these Mills Godwin Eagles in their opener last week, 14-7. They strike first on a long touchdown pass tonight, late first quarter, and they take a 7-0 lead over Prince George. They are playing their opener tonight, so there's another case of one team playing their second game and another team playing their first. Also going on tonight, let's see, one of our two teams tied in our NBC 12 RVA Sports Network Big 12 High School Football Poll. That's Hermitage. They lead Henrico 7-0. Number 11, Varina and Meadowbrook are underway, and Varina has the early lead at 6-0. Hopewell, who's ranked 10th in our Big 12 poll, at one time was up 7-0, now tied with Tab. Score there is 7-7. We'll come back with more on the pregame show coming up next here on the RVA Sports Network. Come back to you live on the pregame show, which tomorrow night, of course, becomes the On the Sidelines pregame show powered by Sheehy Ford of Ashland at SheehyFordAshland.com. We are scheduled to take the air tomorrow night at 6:30. That apparently is up in the air right now, and we're trying to get confirmation from the athletic director up at Caroline High School as to what may be or may not be going on tomorrow night with our scheduled game of the week between Patrick Henry and Caroline. And as soon as we get that, from the AD, we'll keep you posted on what's going on there, and that will also affect whether or not we are live on the air tomorrow night or where we may be here as this wild second week of the high school football season continues. From the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, just updated, Meadowbrook has scored to tie Varina 6-6. They've got 3:41 to go in quarter number one. That, of course, from our buddy Matt Estridge at NBC 12. Who may or may not be busy tomorrow night on the sidelines. Of course, we hope you'll join On the Sidelines each and every Friday night at 11:15 on Richmond's number one choice for news, NBC 12. Mark Davis, Matt Estridge is always live at their game of the week. Mark gives you all the coverage of all the other action across the central region every Friday, and that's Friday nights at 11:15. And started yesterday. We'll be doing it every Wednesday afternoon. It is the On the Sidelines Wednesday Playbook on Facebook Live every Wednesday afternoon at 3:15. Mark Davis and yours truly will break down games coming up that weekend in high school football. We'll also take your questions on social media and try to answer as many of them as we can. That's the On the Sidelines Wednesday Playbook live on Facebook on NBC 12's Facebook page every Wednesday at 3:15. Another scoreboard update just in. and it involves Hopewell. Hopewell 7 and Tab 7, and they're going to the second quarter. Here, we're getting ready to toss the coin and getting ready to start the 2017 season, the fourth for head coach Ryan Turnage and Lee-Davis. And for the Mills Godwin Eagles, their home opener up to a good 1-0 start after a tough 14-7 win at Clover Hill last week on Friday night in their opener. Coin toss complete. Head referee going over to the Godwin side. Says they've won the toss, and they will defer. So they're going to take the football to start the second half. And Lee-Davis will get the ball to start the game. So we will not get our first look at Joseph Hudnall, the kicker for Lee-Davis, who is, Coach Turnage wasn't exactly quite sure when he may break the all-time scoring record at Lee-Davis High School, but he fully expects it to happen this year. But we will have his debut for 2017 delayed a bit as Lee-Davis will take the football, and we'll see Zach Lass and company for the first time in 2017 on offense. But getting ready to come out for the first time in 2017 at home, and with that 1-0 record, the Eagles of Mills Godwin. First, here come the Confederates of Lee-Davis heading to the far sideline. Lee-Davis has gone 8-2 each of the last two seasons. They've won the mythical Hanover County Championship each of the last 2 years and are looking for another playoff appearance in 2017. And for the first time in 2017, here on the near sideline, they gather, and here they come, the Mills Godwin Eagles, off to a 1-0 start. And ready for game number 2 here live at Axel Stadium as we get set to begin week 2 of high school football here on the RVA Sports Network. A fantastic turnout student section-wise for the Eagles tonight. The Twitter feed at Godwin_students did a very good job getting everybody together, and they got the theme of the blackout up and running, and they're in mid-season form here this evening. Pretty good group of fans overall from Mechanicsville making the trip over here to Pump Road, not far from Short Pump. And we are set and ready for action. First quarter almost in the books at Chester Fritz. Hermitage 10 now, Henrico nothing. They've added a field goal. And so it's 10-0, number 1 Hermitage, again tied for that number 1 spot with Manchester in our NBC 12 RVA Sports Network Big 12 High School Football Poll. They'll open their season tomorrow night at River Bend. That game's still on. Battle of Chester between Byrd and Thomas Dale still on, scheduled to be played at 6 p.m. rather than at 7. All right, fans, let's get it going. Marcus Wish has it teed up at the 40-yard line. We've got 2 men back deep, Jameer Johnson and Josh Rice, the 2-headed monster they hope at running back in 2017. The Lee-Davis Confederates get set to start their season. The Eagles get set for game number 2. Settle back and relax and enjoy live on the RVA Sports Network. It's a short kick. It'll be taken by Johnson at the 15. Up the middle, stutter step. Looks for a block left side. Gets around the 25, the 30, and then knocked out of bounds there. And it'll be first down for Lee-Davis at their own 30-yard line. So a 15-yard return. And Lee-Davis takes over at their own 30. Monacan ranked 7th in our Big 12 poll. They're just underway at home against Glen Allen. That's the season opener for Coach Camp and company in the Jaguar Nation. And Matoaka Cosby just getting started on this Thursday night. It is first down and 10 for Lee-Davis at their 30-yard line, just underway at Axel Stadium at Mills Godwin High School. Zach Lass, the junior, under center. Handoff, Johnson waits a moment, falls forward, gets tackled from behind for 2 yards. 5 on the tackle, and we do not have a 55 on our roster. So 2 yards for Johnson on first down. It'll make it 2nd and 8. Go to the second quarter, Prince George Clover Hill. Cavaliers with the lead at 7-0 as we check the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard all throughout our game of the week. It's 2nd and 8 from the 32 now for Lee-Davis. First drive of the night. Handoff, Johnson. Nice running room left side, and he'll get near the 38-yard line, about 6 yards on second down, and that'll make the first third down opportunity for Lee-Davis tonight a 3rd and 2. A minute gone by here in a 7:30 start. Very rare to have a 7:30 start at a football game north of the James River. Happens all the time south of the James, but almost never over here. So third down. It's 2 to go for Lee-Davis at the 38, and we've got confusion to call their first timeout. So timeout number 1 burned by Coach Turnage, and I can guarantee you he does not like that, having to do that this early in the game. But you want to set the tone. You want to set, and therefore, if you have to burn it early, burn it you must. On the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, just in after 1 period tonight, number 3 Dinwiddie, after putting up 70 points on Denby last week in their home opener. They're at home again tonight, and they're now trailing Smithfield 7-0 after 1 quarter tonight down in Navy Nation in Dinwiddie County. Out of the first Lee-Davis timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 2. They need to get the nose of the football just across the 40-yard line to move the chain and get the first down of the year. That timeout taken just a minute 20 into the game. 10:40 to go first quarter. Lass under center. Rice now the lone setback on 3rd down and 2. 81 Christian Cook offset to the right side. Straight up to Rice, and there's no running room at all. Godwin wins the war at the line of scrimmage, and a great job from behind. Aaron Miller helping out on the stop. No gain, and it will be 4th down and 2. Now, only at your 38.5-yard line, they're going to be generous and say he gained a yard, but he gained a half yard, if that. And we'll see if Coach Turnage decides to gamble early in his own territory. Up for a while, see if they can get somebody offside, and then otherwise they'll bring in the punting unit after taking the 5-yard penalty. From the I formation, no, they'll go for it on 4th and 1. Rice, right side, first down and more. Across midfield to the Mills Godwin 49-yard line. No hesitation from Coach Turnage and company. He gives the football to Rice with great confidence, and they will get the first down. 13 yards to the Mills Godwin 48.5 yard line. First and 10, another I formation look. Zach Lass under center. It's up the middle, nice running room. He's able to get about 5 to the 44-yard line, 1/2 yards. Running behind left tackle, and it'll be 2nd down. From the 44, it'll be 2nd down and 6. Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard update. New Kent and Colonial Heights tied early tonight. 6-6 the score. That game being played in New Kent County. 2nd and 6 from the Godwin 44-yard line. They'll bring a man in motion, fake the handoff to him, give it to Rice. He's able to crawl up the middle across the 40 to the 39. He'll be a yard short of the first down. Gosh, to kind of run sideways. He wasn't squared. He wasn't running north and south. He kind of had to dance his way side by side step in order to get the yardage. And he's able to make it a 3rd and a very manageable yard at the Godwin 39 as the clock runs at 8:20 now and counting in this first quarter of play. Glad you're with us tonight live on the RVA Sports Network. First of two games this week, we hope. Third down from the I formation. They need a yard. Fake the handoff. Last to pass first time. Looking deep for Hargrove. Got him at the 10 and down to the 6-yard line. First and goal, Lee-Davis. That is a 33-yard reception. First and goal for Lee-Davis at their 6, at the Godwin 6-yard line. On the opening drive of the night. And a beautiful touch by Lass. They're going to say knee down at the 7. So officially 32 yards on the play. First and goal, Lee-Davis from the 7-yard line. C-Feds are in I formation. Jameer Johnson will get the call, goes across the 5, gets near the 4, and will be held up there. A gain of 3 for Johnson, and it'll be second down and goal. Drive started at the 30-yard line. Big play so far was deciding to go for it on fourth down at their own 9-yard line, getting the first down and then some, and they've been rolling on offense ever since. Second down and goal, nose of the football, a little shy of the 4. Last handoff, Rice, nothing developing. Eagles collapse on him with authority. 3, Trenell, Moody, and a host of other Eagles. He'll lose a yard back to the 5, and it'll be third down and goal. That was fantastic pursuit and almost a complete collapse of the offensive line of Lee-Davis. They got no push whatsoever. Last time these two teams played, 2014 in the regular season. Lee-Davis got the win 14-9. They have not played in the last 3 years until tonight. From the 5, it's third down and goal. 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near side. Johnson beside Lass. Blitz coming. Handoff to Jameer. He gets hammered at the line of scrimmage and falls forward back to the 4. And only a yard there. And now what do you do? Coach Turnage, you went for it once. Do you go for it again? No, they're going to bring Joseph Hudnall out for the field goal attempt. It'll be between the hash marks, so right up the middle of the field. Placed down at the 12. It'll be a 22-yard field goal attempt with last to hold. Snap a little bit high, takes a bit to get it down. Hudnall adjusts. The kick is up, and the kick is good. So Joseph Hudnall hits a 22-yard field goal. Lee-Davis takes the early lead, 3-0, with 5:38 left here in the first quarter. So a time-consuming drive. We thought that would be the case tonight. We thought that we would see much more running than passing. We thought we'd see a pretty quick game compared to a couple of the games we had last week. Our Monic and Hanover game was a 3-hour affair. That Hermitage Highland Springs showdown was a 3-hour affair. When you get 28 and 38 penalties called, that happens. But so far here tonight, no flags. Time-consuming drive for Lee-Davis, and now Mills Godwin will get the ball for the first time tonight. 3-0 lead for number 8, Lee-Davis. Hopewell on the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard. Scored. It's the second rushing touchdown of the night for Greg Cuffey. And it is now 21-7 halfway through the second quarter. For number 10, Hopewell. Line drive kick taken by one of the up men at the 16. 25, and that is all. Darius Kelly makes a great open field tackle on Charlie Stanton. And Mills Godwin will take over 1st and 10 for their first possession of the night at the 24-yard line. So a short return, if that, gives the Eagles the ball at their 24. Down 3-0 midway through the first quarter on the game of the week. First down, Sean Bowers, the quarterback, in the pistol formation. He'll get the handoff over to 22. That's Bryce Safferwich, who had both Godwin touchdowns last week. He absorbs a hit behind the line of scrimmage and is able to get back to the line. No gain, 2nd and 10. Safferwich had the kickoff return to start the second half to cut the 7-0 Clover Hill lead to 7-6, and then scored later on the winning touchdown in that 14-7 triumph in Chesterfield last Friday night. 2 men in the backfield along with Bowers in the pistol. Second down, fake to him. Bowers looking to run, and he'll get caught from behind by Hargrove. And it'll be nearly back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a loss of a yard. Second team All-State at defensive end last year, showing again his ability. And that's a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Coach Ryan Turnage very, very, very excited about this team. He said the one weak link in terms of experience, wide receiver. He likes his talent, just got to get time on the field. Bowers on 3rd down, a quick pass right side is complete, but swallowed up for no gain as Samuel McRoberts. There was just nobody there to help him, and the Seafeds are all over him. Pass is complete for no gain, and it will be 4th down. And it will be a punting situation, and Lee-Davis is going to get the football back. Here comes the kick, end over end, heading toward the Lee-Davis sideline, and will go out of bounds in Lee-Davis territory. Oh, no, right at midfield. So Lee-Davis will get the football at the 50-yard line. First lead of the night for number 3, Dinwiddie. A 95-yard kickoff return for Josiah Williams, and a 2-point conversion makes it Dinwiddie 15, Smithfield 14 in the second quarter. Here, midfield is where Lee-Davis gets going. 1st and 10, up 3-0 with 3:30 to go in this first quarter of action on the special Thursday night edition of the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. Last, back to pass on 1st down. Looks over the middle, passes over the head of Hargrove, and then almost intercepted further down the field. Spencer Reif had a shot at it, and it'll be 2nd down. 2nd down and 10 from midfield. On the incompletion with 3:25 to go in the first quarter. So number 1 Hermitage up 10-0 at last check to Henrico. Our other number 1 team tied at the top. Manchester plays tomorrow night, weather permitting. Number 3 Dinwiddie just takes their first lead of the night. Number 7 Monacan underway with Glen Allen. Have yet to get an update on that game. From midfield, 2nd down, last to pass again. Quick, complete at the 45-yard line. Able to get down near the 43. Looks like Tyler Berry may be the recipient of that one. Let me double check. No, that is number 2, and that is Kamar McCauley. So McCauley gets his first varsity catch, and they'll put it at the 43. So that's enough for 7 yards, and it'll be a 3rd down and about 3.
7-yard gain, 3rd down, 3 to go. Ball be 43.
3rd down, 3. For Lee-Davis at the Mills Godwin 43. They've already converted 1 4th down here tonight en route to that field goal on the opening drive. Lass has spent the whole time in the shotgun this time around. 3 wide receivers, 2 here to the near. Godwin showing blitz. They'll hand it off to Jameer Johnson, who finds running room up the middle for the 1st down. Down to the Mills Godwin 36-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain for Jameer Johnson. First update of the night, and it's taken a while to hear from Atlee. And now we know why. No score. Second quarter. They're near the halftime. Holy cow. 2:52 to go in the half. Atlee nothing. Deep run nothing. And Lee-Davis at the Godwin 36, up by 3, 2:17 and counting first quarter. Yes. Looking across the middle. Got his man complete. To the 30, avoids one man, gets a block, shakes another, and then finally dragged down by his jersey inside the 30 near the 28-yard line. Tyler Berry with his first catch. And that looks like it's going to be about an 8-yard gain to the 28, and it'll be second down. Now, just because I said Coach Turnage said he had an inexperienced wide receiving core, I never said he told me that he wouldn't go to them. He's done so on this drive. Last drive was time-consuming, lots of run and occasional pass. This time, it's in the shotgun or in the pistol and fling it and fling it. And if Lee-Davis can get this cadence going, right now, no doubt that they are the class going into the season in Hanover County, and they have bigger fish to fry. They really want to finally eliminate that triumvirate in Class 5, the old 5A South region of Hermitage, Highland Springs, L.C. Bird. Somebody wants to get into that top 3. And the way Lee-Davis is playing, they're saying, why not us? Hopewell has struck again. They've missed the extra point, but it's a touchdown from Robert Briggs, and it's now 27-7. Hopewell leads Tab as they're 2:30 to the half. Powhatan Midlothian underway, and Powhatan up early 7-0. Out of the Mills Godwin defensive timeout, the legendary Gary Chilcote running that defense for Mills Godwin, former longtime head coach at Varina High School. Second and 8 from the Godwin 28. Last back in the pistol formation. He's back to pass, and we get our first penalty marker of the night at 1:47 to go here in the first quarter. And we'll see if somebody flinched or somebody jumped. Encroachment against Mills Godwin. So a free 5 yards means a free first down.
Moves the ball to the 23-yard line, results in a Lee-Davis first down.
And first down for Lee-Davis as they draw closer to the red zone. They come out of the huddle. It is first down at the Mills Godwin 23. Last again in the pistol formation. Johnson lined up to his right. He will roll right this time. Looking. Got a man open. It's complete. Down to the 13-yard line. Beautiful catch by Mason Walzak. Mason Walzak, you may know better as a member of the lacrosse team, but he came out for football this year, and Coach Turnage was quietly excited about Mason's arrival and how he could play a role.
For a measurement.
We're going to get a timeout to measure the football. Nose of the football's right at the 13-yard line, right hash mark, but we'll see if he got just enough to move the chain or if it'll be a second down and very short. From the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, Prince George on the board first time this year. They strike, miss a two-point try. No, they make the two-point try, excuse me, and it's 8-7 Prince George midway through the second quarter against Clover Hill tonight. It's just blocked a punt, returned it for a touchdown. They lead Henrico 17-0 in the second quarter. All right, let's see. Did they get the first down or not? The answer is no. Half a yard short.
Spot is short of the line to gain.
So it will be second, half a yard at about the 13-yard line. Okay, the Patrick Henry Caroline game fans, we just got a word from the athletic director that it is up in the air right now as to whether it will play tomorrow night or not. We'll keep you posted. As soon as we know, you'll know. Second and inches, maybe a half yard at the Godwin 13. Lee-Davis trying to strike for their first touchdown of the year, up 3-0, 29 to go here in the quarter. Lass going to keep it himself, fake it left side, head to the end zone. We've got a penalty marker coming down as Lass breaks the plane, and that one is going to be coming back. So bring that one back, and it'll be Lee-Davis's first penalty of the year, and it couldn't come at a worse time, as it's going to negate the last touchdown run from 13 yards out. So bring it back 10 yards from the spot of the foul, holding against the Confederates.
Penalty from the spot of the foul.
So the foul was committed at the 2-yard line. So it's going to be a first down because in the end they gained a yard and a half, and they can still get a first and goal by getting to the 2. First and 10, Lee-Davis from the Godwin 12 with 1:22 to go in the first quarter. Now last back under center, Josh Rice, the lone setback. Fake it to Josh, looks left side, got his man, reaches for the pylon, and he is out of bounds just shy of the goal line. 81, Christian Cook on the reception. He needed 12 for the touchdown. He got 11 yards. So first and goal from the 1. Lee-Davis 3, Mills Godwin nothing. 1:15 to go here in quarter number 1. First update from Monacan coming up in just a moment. But now Lee-Davis inches away from their first touchdown and a 2-possession lead. Rice, the lone setback. Will he get the call or will Lass keep it himself? From inside the 1, Lass to Rice. Penalty marker comes in. He falls down short of the goal line, and the clock will stop with 1:11 to go, as we'll see what the call is here. So officials will discuss. And now we'll get the indication from the head referee. No, we're going to go over and talk to a couple of more officials and make sure it's official before we hear from the official. All ones on the board. First and goal at the 1 with 1:11 to go in quarter number 1. The only other thing that's not on the board that's a 1 is a 3. That's the Lee-Davis field goal in the opening drive. 3-0 here at Axel Stadium on the campus of Mills Godwin High School. Here comes the call. All that for false start against Lee-Davis. So false start against Lee-Davis. And they'll be backed up to the Eagles 6.
In addition, there's a personal foul charged to Lee-Davis.
Oh, check that. We have a personal foul also charged to the Confederates. That's huge because you'll tack that back on.
21-yard line, still first and goal.
So first and goal from the 21. $1:11 to go here in the first. Last back to pass, blitz coming, gotta hurry, gets it off. He's a man in the end zone, and it's caught. Touchdown, Lee-Davis Confederates. Ned Anthony, whose name we called multiple times last year, gets the touchdown pass from 21 yards out. 9-0 Lee-Davis.
16, Joseph Hudnall to attempt.
And it'll be Hudnall in for the point after attempt. It'll be last to hold and Hudnall to try to make it 10-0. On that field goal try was a very high snap, and Zach had trouble holding it, and Hudnall had to switch his cadence a bit and still hit it from 22 yards. Another high snap, and this time a line drive from Hudnall, but it goes through. 10-0 Lee-Davis here at Mills Godwin with 1:04 left in the first quarter. So it is a 10-point lead for the Confederates here on opening night for them, home opening night for Mills Godwin, who on their first possession did not gain a yard. Have a second to get you caught up here on the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard. 15-14, Dinwiddie leads Smithfield second quarter. Hopewell 27, Tab 7 second quarter. Number 7, Monacan 14, Glen Allen nothing first quarter. No score, Atlee deep run approaching halftime. And Hudnall has it teed up at the 40.
Hudnall to kick off for Lee-Davis. Right snap for which back deep for the Eagles.
Hudnall will kick it away. It will be returnable from about the 10-yard line. 15, trying to run across the field. 20, got a block. 30, 35, 40, and down near the 45-yard line. Hudnall has to come up to make the tackle. And a great return for Mills Godwin. Stanton on the return. The Eagles at the 43-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 from there, and the Eagles will try to get their offense going here for the first time tonight. Bowers from the pistol on first down. Handoff to Brian Carroll, and he is met immediately.
And off to number 12, Brian Carroll.
Ty Mills is out there. Hargrove helps out. It's back to the 40 and a loss of 3 back to the 40-yard line. And it'll be 2nd down and 13 in the final seconds of the first quarter here tonight live on the RVA Sports Network High School Football Game of the Week. On 2nd down, handoff. Safrowich is able to get about a yard left side. A lot of running for just 1 yard. Brought down from behind, and that will end the first quarter.
And that concludes the first quarter of play with your
our score, Lee-Davis, number 8 in our latest Big 12 high school football poll with a good start tonight. 2 drives, a field goal, and a touchdown. And they have the 10-0 lead here at Mills Godwin after a quarter of play. Again, our game of the week tomorrow night was scheduled to be Patrick Henry at Caroline. That is up in the air right now. As soon as we have word as to when that game will play, if it will be earlier tomorrow night, if it will be regular tomorrow night, or if they're going to move it off of tomorrow night, we'll keep you posted, fans, here on the game of the week if we're still on the air, and obviously at Hanover Sports and at the RVA Sports Net on Twitter. Hope you're following us on Twitter, not just for football, but for all sports from all schools in the Metro Richmond area. Hyper-local coverage you won't find anywhere else. Hanover County schools follow Hanover Sports, Henrico Sports, including these Mills Godwin Eagles. Chesterfield County, it's Chesterfield Sports. And for the city of Richmond, surrounding counties, and for outside of high school sports, it's the RVA Sports Net. That's at the RVA Sports Net. All right, so 3rd down and 12. Safrowich got a yard on that final play of the first. Long for Bowers and company as they'll now move left to right across your laptop or mobile device. Fake the handoff. Bowers rolls left, looking, throws, complete. Is he stay in bounds is the question at the Lee-Davis 49-yard line. Check it. They'll say at the 48, and they say, yes, the catch is complete. Stanton on the reception, but it looks like he's going to be a yard short of the first down. Sideline beautifully but he's just short of the first down, and that is going to bring out, it looks like they will go in punt formation. 4th and 1. They don't want to take a chance, and I don't blame them. It's just 10-0, just early seconds of the second quarter. Eagles will kick it away. It is an end-over-end kick. It's going to take some hops, and he's going to pick it up at the 15-yard line, and we get a penalty marker on the field, and going nowhere is Kamar McCauley, who would have been better off just letting that bad boy be downed, because now you lose yardage on the return, and you're likely to lose even more yardage on the penalty. Hermitage has another field goal, and they up their lead on Henrico to 20-0, approaching halftime at Chester Fritz. Block in the back against Lee-Davis, and that should make it half the distance to the goal and put him inside the 10-yard line. Spot of the foul was let's see. They're going to put him at about the 6-yard line. So the spot of the foul would have been about the 12. 4 penalties so far tonight on Lee-Davis.
Lee-Davis takes over, 1st and 10.
So here's a chance for Mills Godwin's defense to change the course of this game. 19 seconds into the second quarter. Fake the handoff to Johnson in the end zone. Rolling, passing, complete. Down near the 15. That looks like it's Hargrove with the catch, and it'll be enough for a Lee-Davis first down. Jalen Hargrove gets his second catch of the night. And that one's good for about 12 and a first down to get them out of the shadow of their own end zone. We have Zach Lass unofficially at 100 yards here in this first quarter. Plus 43 seconds. 11:17 to go. Clock restarts after they move the chain. 1st and 10 from the 17-yard line. I formation. Handoff Jameer Johnson. Cuts up the middle. Spins once and falls forward to the 22 for a gain of 5.
24, Jameer Johnson. Frank Kelly stop for the Eagles.
Lee-Davis up 10-0 and trying to start another drive.
Gain of 5 yards on the play. Second down at 5. Ball at the 22.
They have hit the half. Marina Meadowbrook. And it is 6-6 between those two Class 5 Region B playoff hopefuls. Both missed the playoffs a year ago. Handoff, Rice, right side, running room. Gets down the corner, across the 30, down to the 33-yard line, and enough for a Lee-Davis first down. So that's close to 11 yards. That's Josh's best run of the night so far. And that'll move the chain. And a first down for Lee-Davis.
33, 1st and 10.
Two wide receivers here to the near side. None to the far. Godwin with 8 in the box on first down. Quick pass, complete. Barry had it, but his knee was on the ground. And in high school football, if you catch the ball and your knee's on the ground, the play is dead. And that's going to end up losing yardage. So the pass is complete.
At the 30-yard line.
It will be a loss.
Loss of 3 yards in the play.
3 yards, and it'll be second down 13. And now Zach Lass has no longer got 100 yards passing unofficially. He's at 97. Slow out of the huddle, taking their time very methodically. Got some scores to pass along to you. We'll do it in just a moment. Under 9 minutes to go in the half. Eagles feigning some blitz. Last back to pass. Slant screen developing, complete to Barry. 35, and that's where he'll trip and fall, thanks to Brian Carroll on the defense for Mills Godwin. So Barry's third catch of the night gets 5. And now last back over 100 at 102. And as we love to say here on the Game of the Week, our stats are painfully 8:20 to the half. 10-0 the score. Lee-Davis with the ball resting at their own 35, facing a 3rd down and 8. Eagles trying to get a stop to get the football back and get on the scoreboard. They'll get the ball to start the second half. Last out of the shotgun rolls right. Gets a block from Rice. Throws it, almost intercepted, incomplete. Excuse me, we have a penalty marker at midfield. So that'll stop the clock with 7:57 to go in the first half. It was a bang-bang play in terms of how it was defended. As briefly, it looked as if there might have been some contact before the ball arrived, but in the end, it's going to be a defensive holding call, and I think that happened on another situation behind the intended receiver. And that is going to be an automatic first down to the 45-yard line. So the 10-yard penalty gives Lee-Davis the ball near midfield.
Mills Godwin brings the ball to the 45-yard line. First and 10, Lee-Davis.
Another score update coming up in just a moment. But first, from the 45, handoff Rice. Running right side, looking for something to develop. Cuts inside and will get 4. 9-yard line. Good to see Jeb Boswell, big number 63, back in action after his injury cost him a good part of the 2016 season. He was out there trying to lead the way, and in the end, Jeb was going right, and really there was nobody there, and Josh couldn't wait anymore, so he juked inside to get what he could. And it'll be 2nd down and 6 at the 49-yard line. 7:20 to go to the half. 10-0, number 8, Lee-Davis. Handoff Johnson into Godwin territory. Breaks tackles and gets first down yardage near the Godwin 43-yard line.
Number 24, Jameer Johnson, tripped by number 9, Sam McRoberts.
Sam McRoberts on the stop, but not before we get a first down, and now we have an injury timeout as there is a Godwin player shaken up on the field. Gain of 8. Move the chain. First down, Lee-Davis at the Godwin 43. Clock will stop with 7:13 to go here in the first half. They've gone to the second at Monacan, number 7 Monacan, who we had on the Game of the Week last Friday night in their win over Hanover. It's their home opener, and they lead Glen Allen 14-0 and pushing for more. And Petersburg, John Marshall is another game that got moved up because of the weather, and our buddy Nick Vandelek from the Progress Index down there. Petersburg 12, John Marshall 6, and they're getting ready to wrap up the first quarter. And I believe we have a cramping situation for the Eagle down, excuse me, at midfield. Well, fans, as soon as we know about our game tomorrow night, we'll let you know whether it's tomorrow. It might get moved to Monday night. That's a good possibility. We'll see about that. If that happens, we hope to be on the air at least here online and hopefully also on the radio on 102.9 The Mater. If you haven't listened to the changes at 102.9 FM, I suggest you do so. I think you'll be very, very, very pleased with them. We'll be back with the Game of the Week starting hopefully tomorrow night, if not maybe Monday. And Randolph-Macon College football back on 102.9 as well. Saturday afternoon, season opener for the defending ODAC champions as they'll take on Dickinson College. Unfortunately, it is not a cramp situation for 53, Trinell Moody. He is having to be helped up off the field, favoring his left leg and foot. And we're going to hope that everything is okay for him. 7:13 to go. They will check on Moody's knee here on the sideline. And we get back to action. From the Godwin 43, it's a first down for Lee-Davis. Last looking over the middle, looking for Berry, and he's got him inside the 15. Down at the 14, a 29-yard reception. Tyler Berry is making his presence known in the opening half of 2017. Coach said they didn't have much experience. Tyler Berry is getting a ton of it here in the first 24 minutes tonight. So to the Godwin 14, 1st and 10, Lee-Davis in the red zone. First down, up 10-0, looking for more. Johnson, left side, breaks 2 tackles, inside the 5, races for the goal line. Penalty marker down. They say he was close to the end zone, but it's going to come back. And if that's the case, it will be the second time tonight that a Lee-Davis would-be touchdown or touchdown would be negated due to a penalty. Holding against Lee-Davis. Oh, my.
Penalty moves the ball back to the 17-yard line, brings up first down and 13 to go.
So 1st and 13. After another penalty. So Coach Turnage has plenty to talk about at half. He always does. He's expecting huge things from this team this year. And he should. 3 to the far side on first down. Lass will roll that direction. Johnson will give him a block. Pass to Hargrove coming back is incomplete. Jalen just dropped it. They were trying to do, the throwback screen to the left side, and Jalen just dropped the football. Nothing else you can say. Jalen will go back to the huddles, point at his 87 on his chest, say, hey, my bad. My bad. So they'll bring up a second down. From the 17, they've got to get to the 4 for a 1st and goal. As the clock stopped on the incompleted pass at 6:18 to go here in half number 1. Rice beside Lass in the pistol on 2nd and 13. In the red zone at the Godwin 17. Zach, penalty marker. Just after the play goes off. Another penalty on Lee-Davis. And I see the body language of Coach Turnage across the way, and he's not very happy. And for good reason. It will be the 6th penalty of the half against Lee-Davis, and it is indeed a false start.
False start against Lee-Davis.
Lee-Davis is going backwards. No hold a minute ago, and it's either 1st and goal at the inch line or it's a touchdown. And I think Johnson broke the plane. I think the reason why the ref didn't signal it was because he already saw the flag come in. Jameer clearly broke the plane before his knee hit the ground. So now it is 2nd down and 18 at the Godwin 22, and they are outside the red zone. 6:16 to go in the half. Rice to the left of Lass. He'll roll to his right. Look, throw, pass, incomplete. Beautiful defensive play by Spencer Ryle. knocked it right out of the intended receiver's hand. Reif got a hand in on 23, Jordan Watkins. Very nice defensive play there, and the Eagles trying to hold. Now, Hudnall, if it be here, would be about a 39-yard field goal. And, Turnage may pull the trigger on that. I don't know. If they get some yardage here and they fall short of the first down, I feel pretty confident that he would send Joseph in. Highland Springs has just scored again. They are up second quarter on Woodside, 21-0. Number 6, Highland Springs with the lead at Kreider Stadium. Last, back to pass. Looking back at the end zone. Now he's flushed out of the pocket. He's got to run. 20, 15, and out of bounds at the 14-yard line. So give him about 8 yards. And that'll bring up a fourth down. It's going to be about 4th and 10. So you can go for it. Or for Hudnall, it would be about a 31-yard field goal. And it's going to be timeout, Lee-Davis.
Timeout, Lee-Davis.
So 4th and 10 at the Eagles' 14. Up 10-0 with 6:02 left here in the first half on the game of the week. Coming up at halftime, fans, we got tons to talk about. We'll talk about our game of the week schedule upcoming in the month of September. We've got Randolph-Macon starting this weekend, not just football, but several sports that we'll talk about. We've got University of Richmond getting that game in with Sam Houston State tomorrow night. The makeup game, which will be played on the campus of Baylor University. And we'll talk about that and much, much more, all coming up on the halftime report here on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. Glad you're with us on this Thursday night. The decision is to go for it on 4th down and 10. They can get a first down at the 4-yard line. Eagle Nation coming on their feet to root on the defense. From the 14, too wide to the far side. Last looking across the middle. Now going into the back of the end zone. Intercepted in the end zone. They'll bring it out of the end zone. And that might have been a decision where you take a knee and go to the 20. But the interception by Sam McRoberts as the pass is underthrown. And the Eagles hold and will take over first down deep in their own territory. They're going to put the football at the 13-yard line.
Eagles ball 1st and 10 from their own 13.
So 10-0 the score, 5:52 left here in the first half, and the Eagles with the football down 10, but their worst field position so far tonight. And it would have been the worst even if he had taken a knee and started at the 20. Lass hasn't had many mistakes tonight, but that's the biggest one of all. And a holding penalty costs a touchdown for Lee-Davis. First down. It'll be Bowers trying to keep it himself right side across the 15 near the 17-yard line. Picked up by McCauley on the tackle. 4 yards for Bauer. And it'll be second down, and we'll call it about 6. With 5:30 to go before halftime.
8-4 to the 17, second down and 6.
Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard update. Petersburg scores again on a 5-yard run. Chris Jones to take an 18-6 lead on John Marshall's second quarter. Thanks, Nick Van Deleck from the Progress Index for that update. Bowers looking to pass. Got a man for a first down. Across the 25 to the 29-yard line. That's a 12-yard reception. And a first down for the Eagles.
Gain of 12 to the 29-yard line.
So 1st and 10, Mills Godwin. At their own 29. And a penalty marker just as play starts on first down.
Penalty penalty markers down prior to the snap.
And we'll get the call here. Dead ball foul, and it is encroachment against Lee-Davis.
Encroachment against Lee-Davis.
7th penalty of the half for Lee-Davis. A free 5-yard for Mills Godwin. It'll be 1st and 5 at the 34.
Makes it 1st and 5 to go.
And from the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, they've gone to the half in Navy Nation. Dinwiddie, number 3 in our Big 12 poll, leads Smithfield 25-14 is the score. A pitch to Safarwich on 1st down. Up the middle, cuts to the left, and 1st down yardage to the 47-yard line. 13 yards for Safarwich. You know, the big question coming into this year after the premature loss of Wesley Duggar to an injury mid-season last year that kind of really hurt Mills Godwin's chances of making the postseason. They lost 3 of their last 4 games to end the regular season, and missing the playoffs was, could there be somebody who could at least come close to Wesley in terms of production and lead this offense? And Safarwich trying to do so early. From the 47, Bowers back to Safarwich. Cuts up the middle and is stopped, maybe a yard gain. 54, Zion Jones with the tackle there.
Stop at number 54, Zion Jones.
Half yard at the most, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
Gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9, ball at the 48.
"47-yard line, 2nd down, 9.5. From the pistol, Bowers, ball is snapped, but it goes right to him, and he's able to hand it off to Safarwich, and he's destroyed back at the 40-yard line. Oh, there were big communication problems there. Ty Mills heading up the tackle, and it's going to be a loss of 7 yards. Big mistake there. And now they're going to have to try to overcome that on the 3rd down and long. So 3rd down,
3rd and 16, ball at the
16, the ball resting just shy of the 41-yard line. Looking to pass over the middle, complete. McRoberts has it in Lee-Davis territory down to the 47-yard line. 12 yards on the reception, but it's going to be short of the 1st down. And it's going to bring up a 4th down and short. About 4. And they are going to opt to kick it away. Getting ready to start the 2nd half at Chester Fritz, 20-0. Hermitage leads Henrico. The punt, end over end, goes way out of bounds, kind of off the side of the, and it'll be down at the, referee still moving, 35-yard line.
35-yard line of Lee-Davis. 1st and 10.
Down Lee-Davis at their own 35, 2 minutes exactly to go, and they have 1 timeout to work with. First touchdown of the year for Deep Run. And they take a 7-0 lead at Atlee with 8:10 left in the 3rd quarter. Deep Run 7 and Atlee nothing. Now 1st and 10 for Lee-Davis at their own 35. 10. Lass looking to pass, rolls, stops, Cox underthrows his intended receiver, incomplete. That was intended for 23, Jordan Watkins, who's had 2 targets tonight, but no catches so far. 2nd down and 10. Highland Springs has scored again. They're up 20-0 now at home on Woodside as they approach halftime. And Hopewell now pouring it on against Tab. Down a minute 55 remaining. 10 yards to go at their own 35. Lass all alone in the backfield. Complete to McCauley. Needs some blockers. He'll elude one man in a second. Get to the 40. To the corner, 45, 50, 45, and near the Godwin 40, and that's a Lee-Davis. Out of bounds at the 42-yard line. 23 yards for McCauley on the catch. They'll stop the clock to move the chain.
23 yards to the 42. First down at 10, Lee-Davis.
And it's first down for the Mills Godwin 41. Minute and a half to go. Lass over the middle. Pass Barry in and out of his hands. Ball up for grabs and almost intercepted. There was a triumvirate of Eagles all around him, but nobody in red could get the ball before it hit the turf. And it'll go down as an incomplete pass. Second down and 10. Second down, 1:28 to go. Confederates up by 10. Low snap. Lass picks it up off the ground, throws over the middle. Intercepted! A fantastic catch by Adam Ballard. Oh, he had to dive in front of the intended receiver to make the catch. Does so, and Mills Godwin will take over at their own 20. They've got 2 timeouts in a minute, 22 to work with. Second interception of the night for the Godwin defense. Hours, handoff, Safrowich, up the middle, finds running room, going to get a first down. Josh Rice will run him down, but not before he gets to the 35-yard line. About 15, 13 yards there. And move the chain, and it'll be a first down. 7 carries, 36 yards tonight so far for Safrowich. The whole Eagle offense slow starting, but now they're getting the rhythm as we approach halftime. A minute to go now, 102, 101. First and 10 for the Eagles at their own 35. Bowers is going to roll to his right, looking downfield, throwing long, got a man, and it's overthrown, incomplete. First incomplete pass tonight for Godwin quarterback Sean Bowers, and he wishes he had that back because Charlie Stanton, there was no one between him and the end zone. That would have been a 65-yard touchdown right there. Second down 10 for their own 35. Bowers rolls to his right, stops, puts it up for grabs, and it's incomplete. McRoberts couldn't get to it. Barry was in coverage. And it'll be third down and 10 with 46 seconds to go. Highland Springs scores again, and on the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard, we read Highland Springs 27, Woodside nothing, approaching halftime at Kreider Stadium, as the Springers have obviously fixed some of their offensive woes from last week's 14-9 loss to Hermitage, to even their season at 1-1. They still have River Bend to contend with in September, as well as Meadowbrook next Friday. Meadowbrook and Verina are in the third quarter. Bowers looking to pass. Got lots of time. Now finds a safety valve, complete at midfield. Needs to get out of bounds and will at the 43-yard line of Lee-Davis. 22 yards on the completion. That's Ballard, who had the interception earlier. And that is going to be a 21-yard catch.
Gain of 21 to the Lee-Davis 44.
So to the Lee-Davis 44, first down, Mills Godwin. Still 38 seconds and still 2 timeouts. Bowers from the pistol on first down, rolls to his left this time. He's got time. He throws it well over the head of his intended receiver, McRoberts.
2nd and 10.
And incomplete. And hey, if you're gonna miss them so that nobody else, especially anybody in a white uniform, can pick up the football. Saves your timeout. Still got 2 of them, although at 33 seconds to go, now it's a situation to where you almost need to burn one of those 2 timeouts. Try to take something 10, 15 yards downfield, call time, talk about it, set up a couple of plays, knowing you still have a timeout in hand. They want to get on the board, and then they get the ball to start the second half. This is a big spot for Mills Godwin right now. Bowers looking, throwing, complete, and out of bounds to the 36-yard line. Stanton's second catch of the night. That'll be about 8 yards and bring up a 3rd down and 2.
Down and 2.
30 seconds to go. They need 2 to get the first down. That's the first most important thing to do. Bowers, blitz coming. Mills unabated. He gets it off, complete and out of bounds. Catch made by Stanton again.
Charlie Stanton.
And it'll be a first down. 9-yard line.
7 yards to the Lee-Davis 29. It's an Eagles first down.
First down, Mills Godwin. They're sniffing the red zone. 25 seconds and 2 timeouts. This would be an impressive bounce back for these Eagles going into halftime if they could get points on the scoreboard. Bowers looking, got time, going for it all, corner of the end zone, and will overthrow his intended receiver, who ends up getting knocked down, but pass not catchable, and home fans want an interference call and get that.
Charlie Stanton, Alan Massey downfield for the Eagles. 2nd and 10.
So second down to 20 seconds left. They've gone to the half at Monacan. Number 7, Monacan leading 19-0 over Glen Allen. Got a man in motion. Going to his left. Bowers looking, stops, throws, looking, overthrows his man, and it's intercepted. Josh Rice will pick off the pass. The goal line. So 13 seconds left in the half. And I suspect that Lee-Davis will run a very safe play and get out of here with the lead. You don't want to mess anything up here in the final seconds of the half. 13 seconds left here in the half, and Lee-Davis will be very, very careful as to what they do here. I formation. They hand it off. They get to the 4. Shoot, if I were the Eagles, I'd have called a timeout and made them run it again, see if you couldn't force the fumble. But they're not going to do that. They're going to let the clock run out. So our first half is in the books, fans. And the score, number 8, Lee-Davis 10. And Mills Godwin nothing. Mills Godwin comes alive defensively late in the first half, but Josh Rice with the big interception, negating the Eagles, keeping them off the scoreboard. Intermission is here. 10-0 is our score. Number 8, Lee-Davis with the lead. So coming up on the halftime report just moments away, we'll get you caught up on other scores throughout the area on a busy Thursday night of high school football as we wrap up the month of August with the Virginia Farm Bureau's scoreboard update. We'll talk a little bit about things coming up this coming week on our coverage here on the RVA Sports Network and much, much more. Halftime break coming up in just a moment. It's 10-0, number 8, Lee-Davis. And we're back after this quick timeout live and exclusively on the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network. We bring you back live here to Axel Stadium on the campus of Mills Godwin High School, the Marching Eagles. It's pretty cool. Before school starts on a kind of warm, humid night, they let the Eagles march. They all look like me in their T-shirts and shorts. Appreciate that, guys. And they sound in mid-season form. I heard them practicing here last night when we came out for what was an extremely entertaining field hockey match between Mills Godwin and Deep Run. Godwin had the 2-0 lead at the half. Deep Run poured on the pressure in the second. They were able to force overtime at 2-2, and on the first corner of sudden victory overtime, Allie Kelly got the score, and Deep Run survived the trip here to Mills Godwin. 3-2 the final. But as one of the Deep Run coaches said as we were talking last night after the game, he says, I suspect I'm going to see them again. And he wasn't referring to their rematch on September 27th. I think he was referring to sometime maybe in late October. So let's get you caught up on what's happening here on the Game of the Week with the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard. So grateful to Virginia Farm Bureau for sponsoring our Game of the Week this week, each week this season, as well as giving you all the scores during the game here on the Game of the Week, and also across our Twitter network, wherever you may follow us in the Metro Richmond area. In Henrico County, it's Henrico Sports. In Hanover County, it's at Hanover Sports. County, your schools, follow them at Chesterfield Sports. And for the Metro Richmond, the city, the Tri-Cities and surrounding counties. And for sports outside of the high school realm, follow us on the RVA Sports Net. That's the RVA Sports Net. Number one, Hermitage just scored a touchdown, a rather controversial one, including, according to our reporter down there, Rob Welch. Simultaneous possession was the call, and if that happens, the offense gets it. Hermitage ups their lead to 27-6 at Chester Fritz midway through the third, trying to go to 2-0 on the season. Tonight's season opener for the Warriors of Henrico. Halftime down at Monacan at number 7. Monacan, no trouble tonight so far with Glen Allen. 19-0 is the score there. Number 11, Varina, scored twice within a minute period in the third quarter to take a 6-6 tie and turn it into a 22-6 lead over Meadowbrook. So 22-6 Varina over Meadowbrook in the third quarter. Midlothian and Powhatan are in the second quarter. At last check, Powhatan was leading that one 14-7. Deep Run still on top of Atlee, now 13-0. Late third quarter. There was no score at the half, and Deep Run scored 2 touchdowns in under 2 minutes going into the midway part of the third quarter. And the Raiders down at home. That's the season opener for both the Wildcats and the Raiders. Again, 13-0 Deep Run with the lead. Hopewell now pouring it on tab, 47-7 the final. They're in the third at Dinwiddie. Last we heard, number 3 Dinwiddie 25, Smithfield 14. And we'll keep you posted on that one as the evening progresses. So 25-14 was the score there at last check. And Highland Springs has had a huge first half, up 34-0 at home against Woodside. Well, fans, if it happens tomorrow, and it's beginning to look doubtful that it will, we're waiting for official word. Our scheduled Game of the Week broadcast, not only here on the RVA Sports Network online, but for the 16th consecutive year, we begin coverage on WHAN Radio, 102.9 The Mater. We've had some very exciting changes on the radio station the last couple of weeks. You need to tune in and listen to the music. I think you will really enjoy it. And then if there's a game tomorrow night, we hit the air at 6:30 with the On the Sidelines pregame show powered by Sheehy Ford of Ashland. I'll sit down with NBC 12 Sports Director Mark Davis, and we'll get the lay of the land of the Central Region in week number 2 of the season. And our kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. Game of the Week brought to you this year by Sheehy Ford of Ashland, by Virginia Farm Bureau at VFBinsurance.com, and also by Massey Wood and West, serving Richmond and the surrounding communities since 1923 with oil, propane, cylinder exchanges, and much more. MasseyWoodandWest.com. That's MasseyWoodandWest.com. Take a very quick break to take a very quick sip of water as we get set for the second half in just a few moments. Number 8, Lee-Davis 10, Mills Godwin nothing. Eagles will get the ball. Second half. Tomorrow is the 20th annual, the first day of the 20th annual Virginia Volleyball Showcase over at Richmond Volleyball Club. Tons of area volleyball teams will be there, both boys and girls. And we'll be there for part of the day tomorrow, getting some coverage in. Looking forward to seeing all you volleyballers out there tomorrow at Richmond Volleyball Club. And then we'll head up to Caroline if there's a game. If not, we may go elsewhere. We'll let you know. Follow us again. Keep us on Twitter. And we'll be live somewhere. If there's a football game tomorrow night, we'll find our way to one. May not broadcast it, but we may. And be able to give you some bonus Twitter coverage depending upon how the schedule falls out. Then Saturday, well, before I get to Saturday, tomorrow night, University of Richmond gets that game in with Sam Houston State. Top 10 battle in the FCS that was postponed Sunday night because of Hurricane Harvey. They're going to play it at Baylor University in Waco. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock is when they start, and it'll be on ESPN3. It will not be on television. It will be online on ESPN3. So we wish the Spiders good luck. First game for the new head coaching regime there. Saturday, Randolph-Macon gets going for 2017. They are the defending ODAC champions. They're picked to finish second behind Emory and Henry in the ODAC. First set of business, though, is to take care of Dickinson, and that's a 1 o'clock kickoff at Day Field. Randolph-Macon returns to the radio on 102.9 The Mater. That's 102.9 FM and 1430 AM. Saturday at 12:45, Robert Fish and Marty Wilson back in the saddle again. And we'll be there live at Day Field on Twitter with updates throughout the game on Hanover Sports. That's again on Hanover Sports. Sunday afternoon, Randolph-Macon women's soccer gets their 2017 season underway at home at 4 o'clock. And we'll be there live for Twitter updates on Hanover Sports for that as well. Monday, we may have football. We'll keep you posted. Highlights next week. We're going to get down to Thomasdale Field Hockey for the first time this year on Tuesday. Wednesday, first big cross-country meet of the year is that afternoon at Dory Park at 5 p.m., featuring the teams of the Capital District, including all 4 teams from Hanover County. And a week from tomorrow night, the game of the week goes to Atlee when these Mills Godwin Eagles go to Raider Nation to take on a Raider team that, if they don't pour it on here soon, may be 0-1 heading into that contest. Our coverage will begin on 102.9 The Mater, 1430 AM, online at the RVA Sports Network on RVASportsNetwork.com, HanoverCountySports.net, and also on the TuneIn Radio app. Just hit 102.9 Richmond in the search engine and join us for the game of the week, Mills Godwin and Atlee, a week from tomorrow night. We'll get started at 6:30 with the On the Sidelines pregame show powered by Sheehy Ford of Ashland. Just a couple of minutes to go until we get started with third quarter action. Mills Godwin will get the football to start half number 2. And they are down 10-0. They were down 7-0 at the half last week. Returned the opening kick for a touchdown and beat Clover Hill 14-7. Will history repeat itself? Find out next as the Game of the Week returns after this quick break, live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. We greet you back live here at XL Stadium on the campus of Mills Godwin High School. Rob Witham along with you live here on the Game of the Week. With Mills Godwin getting set to get the football to start the second half, down 10-0, but certainly showing signs of life in that second quarter, getting their offense going after a slow start. And they are ready, and we are set as well. Joseph Hudnall will tee it up in a moment at the 40, and it'll be time for second half action here live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. You know what? I can't say exclusively tonight because our buddies at LDTV Sports at Lee-Davis High School are across the way on the other end of the press box doing coverage on their school network. Glad to have them. We'll run into them this season to Patriot Talk Live guys and see students getting the next generation ready for broadcasting, because you know one day I'm going to want to sit back and hang out with my grandkids and maybe taking a game in the stands on a Friday night. Never know. Could be a few years, could be many. Don't know. We'll see. From the 40, it is Joseph Hudnall set to kick it away. 2 men back deep, including Safarwich, who opened up the third quarter with a touchdown last week. Lee-Davis saw that film. It's a short kick. It'll die at the 25. That's a free football, and the Eagles barely recover there. The ball just died on a dime, and a Lee-Davis special teams player was very close to getting a big turnover. But instead, Godwin will get the football first down at the 25-yard line. Yeah, Safarwich returned that opening kick third quarter for Tweak. Mills Godwin cut the lead to 7-6. They missed the conversion try, then they scored again. Safarwich had both TDs. The second one offensively, and they got the 14-7 win against Clover Hill. Start of the third quarter, first play, first down. On the read option, some confusion. Safarwich gets it, tries to reverse field. We got a marker in and Hargrove in on the stop. And it'll be second down and short loss. Maybe that wasn't a marker. Something flew through the air, but apparently it was not yellow. Loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Now, very key for Lee-Davis here. Hold them now. Get the football, get good field position. See if you can't duplicate that opening drive that took almost 6.5 minutes of clock, and you ended up with points. From the pistol, back to pass. Bowers rolling right, looking, got a man, complete. He'll get out of bounds outside the 35 to the 38-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down. That is a 14-yard reception for Adam Ballard, who had one interception defensively. And it'll be a 1st and 10. Eagles trying to get something going here early 3rd quarter. Penalty marker comes in from the backfield. On the 1st and 10 before the snap, and we have a dead ball foul false start against Mills Godwin. Now, Godwin only had 2 penalties in the first half. Can't say the same for Lee-Davis. Well, that's going to push him back to the 33 and make it 1st down, 15 yards to go. Halftime now at the Vic. Number 6 Highland Springs, 41-6 over Woodside. Handoff, Safferwich up the middle. Good running room to the 40. Brought down near the 42-yard line. And a nice gain of 9 for Bryce Safferwich. Makes it a much more manageable situation. Should be 2nd and about 6 yards to go. So from the 42... From the pistol, it's Bowers, rolling right, looking. His receiver slips, turns, looks down middle of the field, got a man, intercepted. Josh Rice strips the football from the intended receiver. He gets to midfield into the Mills Godwin 49-yard line. Josh Rice with his 2nd interception of the night. And that all started when I believe the number 1 choice for receiver, McRoberts, fell at the 48, because Bowers was looking this way. McRoberts slipped, fell down, and in fact, he is still down on the field. Bowers had his 2nd read to the left of center and threw it just a little bit too much air on it, and it gave Josh Rice time to get there, rip the football away for the interception. So the Eagles end up with a turnover on this, their first possession of the 3rd quarter. I think we have a cramping situation. That might exactly have been what happened when he went out on that pass play. He cramped up and fell down, and it left Bowers no choice to try to find somebody else, and he thought he had somebody, and Rice closed quickly, and Lee-Davis gets the football at the Mills Godwin 48. With the 10-0 lead. McRoberts is up. He'll come off under his own power, and I believe that's a cramp. And a couple of plays off and some hydration, and we'll get that young man back on the field. 10:22 to go 3rd quarter. Lee-Davis with a chance to strike now, up 10-0. Christian Cook, the fullback on the I formation for Lee-Davis. On 1st down with 10:22 left in the 3rd. Handoff, Johnson. Tries to get left side and can't. He'll lose a yard. Great pursuit up the middle by number 54, Ezekiel Ellswick. A loss of a yard. It'll be 2nd and 11. Ellswick with a great individual effort there. Second down and 11 now for Lee-Davis, trying to cash in on the Drice interception. They give it to Josh. He'll fall forward to the Godwin 45, get the lost yard back, and get 3 more. So a gain of 4 for Josh.
Josh Rice.
And that'll make it a third down. Unfortunately, fans on the Virginia Farm Bureau scoreboard, in-game scoreboard update, they have a suspension of play in Petersburg as we have a player down. 26-6 is the score. Petersburg leads, but they are calling for a stretcher as I believe there is a John Marshall player down for an extended injury timeout. We hope that young man will be okay. Here, Lee-Davis faces third down and about 8 from the 46-yard line. Pistol formation for Lass. Rice needs some help. Boswell out there blocking. Got a first down. Stiff arm, 30, and out of bounds. Finally inside the 25-yard line. No. Up official comes up and says, foot touch the line at the 27. 19 yards for Josh Rice and a first down for Lee-Davis. So Lee-Davis approaching the red zone.
First attempt, Lee-Davis ball at the line.
From the Godwin 27. Up 10-0 and looking for more. 8:51 to go, third quarter. Rice all alone, the tailback. He'll fake, get a block. Lass will pitch it, and it's complete to Cook, and he'll get close to first down yardage. Man, from that angle, it looked like it may have one hop to Cook, but it did not. He got it. It's complete, and I believe Cook's got enough for the first down. At the 16-yard line, and that will be more than enough to move the chain.
First attempt for Lee-Davis ball at their 17-yard line.
17-yard line now. Yeah, closer to the 16. Lee-Davis up by 10, looking for more. Now Johnson in the backfield, the lone tailback. Jameer gets it up the middle, cuts right, and absorbs a huge hit, but not before he gets inside the 15 to near the 10. Rife on a big hit for the tackle. But it will be a gain of, looks like about 6, right to the 10. Second down. They can get a first and goal at about the 5.5 or 6 yard line.
In a 6 second and 4 to go.
Time remaining here in the third quarter, 7:39. 10-0 Lee-Davis. Offset I formation. Handoff Johnson. Up the middle. Gets to the 5. And that should be enough to make it first and goal. So Jameer Johnson for 5 yards to the Eagles' 5. First and goal for Lee-Davis. At 7:20 to go here in the third quarter, up 10-0 and trying to get their first 3-possession lead tonight. Hopewell closing in on a win, now up 54-19 on tab at 2:28 to go down at Murner Field. I formation, Rice is your tailback, Cook is the blocker. From the 5, first and goal. Rice looks for room up the middle. Will he break the plane? No, he's down, knee down at the half-yard line. And got 4 3/4. Second down and goal coming up. And Lee-Davis is tantalizingly close to breaking the plane at the half-yard line. Under 6.5 to go here in quarter number 3. Number 8, Lee-Davis with the lead. Lone setback is Rice. He gets the call and goes into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Lee-Davis Confederates. The 1-yard rush from Josh Rice. And it's 16-0 with the point after still to come with 6:14 to go here in the third quarter. That was a critical moment. in this game. Godwin with a chance late second quarter to cut into the lead. Instead, Hudnall, the extra point attempt is up, and it is good.
6 minutes, 14 seconds to go in the third quarter.
You'll recall the final minute, they're driving, and we're thinking they could get some points, and then they get the ball back, and then they could get some more points and maybe even take the lead. Instead, they were not able to get points before the half. Rice with the interception. And then on the first drive of the third quarter, Rice with another interception. And he gets rewarded with a 1-yard touchdown run. And it's 17-0 Lee-Davis. 6:14 left here in quarter number 3. Davis looking to go 1-0 on the young season. Mills Godwin going to Atlee next week on the 8th on Friday night. That will be our game of the week. Oh, at 102.9 the Mater and 14:30 a.m. as well as here on the RVA Sports Network online. Links available at rvasportsnetwork.com, HanoverCountySports.net. And you can listen on the TuneIn Radio app next Friday night. Mills Godwin and Atlee. Just search 102.9 Richmond on the app. Hudnall pins a man back to about the 15, far side, and 2 Confederates will converge near the 20. A short return for Charlie Stanton, and it'll be first down for Mills Godwin, close to the 20-yard line. 6:09 to go here in the third. Eagles still looking for their first points tonight, down 17-0.
Double ball, first and 10, number 21.
So Rice tonight unofficially 59 yards rushing, the 1 touchdown, but more importantly, the 2 interceptions. Bowers in the pistol, first down, Safferwich with him, hands it off to Bryce, bounces off the right side and gets pulled down from behind by Ned Anthony after about a 2-yard gain. And it'll be second down. They're going to say a 1-yard gain. Second down and 9 around the 21.
1 yard, second down and 9. The 22.
Atlee Raiders have just scored. And we'll give you an update in a moment here on the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard on the game of the week. Bowers back to pass. Looks, has a man jumping in front of him and knocking it down. On a nice defensive play is Darius Kelly. Incomplete. And that'll bring up third down and 9. Coming to the line, 3rd and 9, and they really need a third down conversion here. They'll fake the handoff. Bowers will roll to his left. Look, he's going to try to run, and he's caught from behind by Logan Duckman, our first time calling a big number 35 tonight, who had such a great year at linebacker last year. Logan is able to get away from the backfield and catch him from behind. It'll be a gain of about 6 yards, but it will be 4th down for Mills Godwin. Atlee scores on a 26-yard touchdown pass. Nance is in at quarterback for the Raiders, who trailed deeper on 13-7 at 9:14 left in the game on opening night there at Raider Nation. Mills Godwin on the 4th and 4, and we have a penalty marker on the field. And if this is encroachment, it's a free first down for Mills Godwin on a 4th and 4. So hold on here, and let's see if they get a break. Discussion ensues. And here's the call. Dead ball. False start against Mills Godwin. So, Godwin fans hope maybe, just maybe, something could happen. But it did not, and Mills Godwin will lose 5 yards and kick it again. Kick it. As that first play never got off. Knuckleballer, low punt, takes a Godwin bounce. And the Eagles will down it at about the 43-yard line, maybe the 42, and that's where Lee-Davis will take over. So the Confederates take over. Up 17-0. We're down to 4:17 left here in the third quarter.
Godwin cheerleaders are selling Beat Deep Run t-shirts.
Okay, so the Godwin cheerleaders are selling Beat Deep Run t-shirts. Definition of looking ahead. I'm sure the coach didn't hear the announcement. He's really into the game here. First down and 10, Lee-Davis at their 43. Handoff Johnson gets hit, falls forward just a yard at the 44. 72 Max McRoberts helping out on the stop. I'm not sure it's going to be later in the season before those two see each other, but of course they saw each other last night at field hockey, and it was intense, fans. It was a late October feeling on a hot August, well, actually on a comfortable August night. As one of the best regular season field hockey games we've ever covered. Jameer Johnson is down, looks like a cramp situation. And we'll have timeout. Sarah Salvato, the great athletic trainer, I should say, yeah, for Lee-Davis, out there helping out. Barry's out there too. And they will take care. And we get a breather at 3:59 to go in the third quarter. First final of the night is in, and it's Hopewell all over tab. Number 10 Hopewell goes to 1-1. They win final 54-19. All right, so Johnson is up after a little bit of care. He'll go over and get some hydration. And it'll be second down and 9 coming out of the injury timeout with 3:59 and now clock running left here, third quarter. Live at Axel Stadium at Mills Godwin High School. First time we've called a football game here in 8 years. It's great to be back. Showing blitz. Read option. Lass will keep it himself up the middle and get near midfield. 6 yards for Lass. And that'll bring up a third down and about 2.5. Just reminded me, this is the 10-year anniversary of one of the wildest Game of the Week broadcasts we ever have had. It was between Patrick Henry and Mills Godwin in November the 2nd of 2007. Never forget that game. Mills Godwin won that game 45-42. Can distinctly remember all of us looking at each other in the press box that night going, can anybody remember the last time Patrick Henry scored 42 points and lost a football game? Penalty marker coming up here on a 3rd and 2.5. And we're going to get a delay of game on Lee-Davis. Holy cow. How in the world do you let that happen? And now it's going to be 3rd and about 7.5. It's 14-13, Powhatan leading Midlothian with 7 minutes left in the third quarter at last check. Get you a quick update on that one. Now we'll see if they had to change the play call. Now 3rd down, 7.5. Got to get just shy of the Godwin 47. Last pass complete. Watkins with it. Needs to break one tackle, and he can't. Nice job there defensively by Spencer Reif to hold him up long enough for 2 other Eagles to come in and finish the play. And it's going to be 2 yards short of the first down, maybe 1. They're going to put it at the just shy of the 48-yard line. So it'll be 4th down and a yard. And we're going to get a timeout. It looks like they're going to measure. It's definitely short of the first down. It's just a matter of how short. So that is Watkins' first catch of the night. 13 of 19 tonight for Lass unofficially at 178 yards, TD, and 2 picks. We're looking at about a 4.5 yard, maybe 3/4 of a yard here. 2:02 is left in the third quarter.
Spotted short of the line to gain.
So it'll be 4th and very short. Let's see if Lee-Davis opts to go for it. They did on the opening drive, and it made all the difference. Another final just in. Colonial Heights gets a opening win, 20-14 over New Kent, the final there. So Hopewell a winner tonight. Colonial Heights a winner tonight. And now a 4th and inches. At the 48, they got to get just shy of the 47 of Mills Godwin. Fourth down, Lass will keep it himself. Pull the pile across easily near the 45. First down, Lee-Davis. So they get to the 45. Lass will keep the drive alive. They're 2 for 2 on 4th down conversions tonight. And with 1:45 to go in the third quarter, it is 17-0 Lee-Davis, and they're now back in Mills Godwin territory, knocking on the door. First down, Rice looking for help left side and will not get it. 34, Austin Pitts with the TFL. It'll be a loss of at least 2 yards back to the 47-yard line. He got off his block really quickly. And it'll be 2nd down and 12. And Ryko has scored. More on that in a moment. 2nd and 12 at the 47. Fake the handoff. Lass looking, throws. Hargrove with the catch, first down. And down to the 32-yard line. 15 yards, and Hargrove had to sky for that one. For a split second, I thought that might have been overthrown. Instead, it's a 15-yard reception and a first down for Lee-Davis. 31 as McRoberts is down for Mills Godwin, and we'll get a timeout with 42 seconds left here in the third quarter. From the Virginia Farm Bureau scoreboard, in-game scoreboard update, Henrico has scored. They failed a 2-point conversion. Our buddy Rob Welch with the update. The score 27-12. Hermitage holding on to the lead. The first round of what used to be called the 5A South Region playoffs the last 3 years, with Hermitage winning all 3 seasons. 2-0. This is opening night for Coach Glasgow and company on Azalea Avenue. We will have Highland Springs on our game of the week 3 weeks from tomorrow when they come to Lee-Davis to take on ranked team in our NBC 12 RVA Sports Network Big 12 high school football poll. Springers are currently ranked 6th. Lee-Davis is ranked 8th. The brand new poll will come up Monday night, NBC 12 News at 6. And, of course, don't forget every Friday night, wrap up with On the Sidelines with Mark and Matt on Richmond's #1 choice for news, NBC 12, every Friday night at 11:15. And as soon as they're done, we go live with our Football Friday podcast, live at 11:35 from RVA Sports Network now. Open chat room, live Twitter polls, and the final word on Friday night high school football. And, of course, then we upload it as a podcast that you can enjoy on Saturday morning. You get all the scores, all the big plays, all the big information and news from that night. And we also look ahead to the following week. And, of course, as the year goes on, we'll have playoff implications as well. Live at 11:35, our exclusive Friday Night Football podcast from the RVA Sports Network on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/RVA Sports Network. Out of the timeout for the injury, McRoberts is back up under his own power. From the 31, Johnson weaving and winding his way and is lucky to get a yard as he is taken down nicely by Brian Carroll. Maybe a yard to the 30. And it'll be second down. So number 1 Hermitage leads. Number 10 Hopewell has 1. Number 11 Verina is leading. Number 3 Dinwiddie is leading. Number 7 Monacan up late. Second down and 9. And penalty markers come in as no. That's the end of the third quarter. No penalty marker there. We'll go to the fourth. And Lee-Davis driving and holding the 17-0 lead here at Mills Godwin. On the game of the week, can't say that again. Live here tonight on the RVA Sports Network. Game of the week schedule. We've got Mills Godwin at Atlee a week from Friday night, September the 8th. Then on the 15th, we'll be live in Ashland for the Camo Bowl, as it'll be Deep Run and Patrick Henry, who have not played in the last 2 years. They renew that rivalry. We'll have it live here on the Game of the Week on 102.9 The Mater. 14:30 a.m. live here online on the RVA Sports Network. That's all coming up 6:30. Now, and that's Mills Godwin Atlee next week. Deep Run Patrick Henry in 2 weeks. September 22nd, number 6 Highland Springs at number 8 Lee-Davis. Looking forward to that one. And September 29th will either be at Hanover or Atlee. It'll either be Lee-Davis Hanover or Patrick Henry Atlee. We are close to making a final decision. The fourth quarter, it'll be second down and 9 for Lee-Davis at the Mills Godwin 30. Rob Witham along with you live here on the RVA Sports Network on a special Thursday night edition of the high school football game of the week. This is the lone setback beside last in the pistol formation. 2 to the far side, 1 to the near here on this second down. And 9 from the Godwin 30. Quick pass, complete to McCauley. Looking for help, gets a few yards, brought down from behind. After a 3, maybe a 4-yard gain, Rife, who's been all over the place defensively tonight for Godwin, gets the tackle. And McCauley is down. And we'll have an injury timeout there. One, two, three, four, five, six. By my count, last tonight has thrown to 7 different receivers. Pretty impressive. For a wide receiver squad that basically almost get picked up from scratch. Injury timeout for the Cramp concluded. Jameer Johnson in the backfield with Lass on a third down, and we'll call it about 5 from the Godwin 26. They'll bring Watkins in motion, fake the handoff to him, give it to Johnson up the middle, and it did not fool Mills Godwin. Brian Carroll leading the charge for a loss of yardage, or maybe just back to the line of scrimmage. No, they lost. They lost close to 2 yards. And so it'll bring up a 4th down at the 28. That would be about a 45-yard field goal, and I'm not sure that's in Hudnall's range. And so Coach Turnage will opt to go for it. Clock running just over a minute gone by here in quarter number 4. Lass fakes it to Rice. Blitz coming. Lass gets away. Throws downfield. Hargrove complete. Line. And that's a first down for Lee-Davis. Hargrove with his 4th catch of the night, but 3 of them have been huge. and move the chain into the red zone. 16 of 22 and now over 200 yards
To the 15-yard line, first and 10, Lee-Davis.
of passing offense for Zach Last tonight. And we have a Mills Godwin player down at about the 38-yard line. And so we'll have an injury timeout with 10:41 to go. So they're at the Eagle 15-yard line, up 17-0 with 10:41 left here in the game. 17-0, 10:41 to go, and Lee-Davis threatening to put another one on the board. Lee-Davis goes home to take on number 9, Douglas Freeman. They are still scheduled to play at James River tomorrow night. We'll see if that game ends up happening. Chester still on for tomorrow night at 6. Number 4, LC Bird, and number 5, Thomas Dale. I wish you good luck to our buddy Gary Hess. He'll be calling that one on his game of the week on Fox Sports 910. 25 years from my buddy Gary. Most of those 25 years. I know they'll enjoy another battle at Chester. Don't know what we're going to be doing tomorrow night. We think that we may have a delay in our game of the week. We'll keep you posted. First and 10 out of the injury timeout at the Eagle 15. Handoff Rice looking for room left side. Jeb Boswell is out there trying to throw a block, and he'll be able to get around the 10 to about the 9-yard line, maybe the 8. So good yardage for Rice. Good job by Boswell. 7 yards to the 8-yard line. So Boswell, in his return after the injury that cut short his season in 2016, glad to see him back. And the football at the 8-yard line. $17-0. And Lee-Davis looking for more. And we have a penalty marker coming in. Before they got the play off, it will be encroachment against Mills Godwin. So half the distance to the goal, and that'll make it the 4-yard line. And so on a 2nd and 3, and they got 4, it'll be 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. With 9:35 to go in the game. For insurance points at this point. Rice behind Lass in the pistol from the 4. 9:20 to go. Off Josh. Hit at the line of scrimmage, but he pulls the pile forward for at least 2, maybe 3. He approaches and gets to the 1-yard line. Second and goal from the 1. The Godwin student section is chanting, "Let's play volleyball." I'll explain that in a moment. Handoff, Rice in. No problem. Touchdown. Lee-Davis Confederates. So Josh Rice, his second 1-yard touchdown run of the half. And the point ending 23-0, 8:43 left here in the game. Lass puts it down. The kick is up, and it is good. It's a knuckleballer, but it goes in. So the Hudnall point after is good. 24-0, number 8, Lee-Davis. With 8:43 left here in our game of the week. And if we are not on the air live at Caroline tomorrow night. If that gets postponed, stay tuned to our Twitter network, fans, and we'll let you know how our coverage will go tomorrow. And if there's coverage to do on Monday, on Labor Day 2017. From the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard update, a wild one tonight between Clover Hill and Prince George. Clover Hill has scored, but their extra point was blocked, so Prince George hangs on to a 1-point lead at 21-20 with 4:47 to go in that one. Clover Hill trying not to go to 0-2 early here in the season. And we have a final score tonight, and we'll pass it along to you in just a moment. Kickoff from Hudnall. Going to be picked up by Safarwich at the 3. To the 10, 15, 20. Stiff arm and out of bounds at the 28-yard line. For a return that looked iffy at the start, it ended up really nice. Number 11, Varina gets their opening night win tonight, 30-6 over Meadowbrook, who fall to 0-2, and they've got to go to Highland Springs next week. So again, final score there, Varina 30 and Meadowbrook 6. It'll be 1st and 10 for Mills Godwin here at their own 28 with 8:36 left in the game. Number 8, Lee-Davis up 24-0. Bowers all alone in the backfield on this 1st down and 10. They'll bring a man briefly in motion. Bowers will keep it himself, run right side, and get caught from behind by 54 Zion Jones. He'll gain 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. So Mills Godwin, barring a miracle here, going to go to 1-1 on the season. Second down, 8.5. Handoff to Safarwich. Going left, then cutting to the middle and gets 2 to the 32. Clock at 7:40 to go. And it's now a final at Atlee. Deep run, holds on and defeats the Raiders, 13-7 the final score. Deep run to 1-0. The Raiders will be 0-1 when they host these Eagles next Friday night, September 8th, live on the Game of the Week here on 102.9 The Mater, 14:30 a.m., and online on the RVA Sports Network. Bowers rolling right, looking, throwing, and wide right. Intended for Stanton, incomplete. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 7. Clock stops on the incompletion with 7:08 in the contest. We also understand that both starting quarterbacks in that Deep Run and Atlee game went out with injuries. We do not know the extent, so we will not speculate. We'll be okay and back in action next week. 4th down, the kick. It's a knuckleballer end over end. Nobody back for Lee-Davis, and the ball will take a neutral bounce and go out of bounds at the 38, maybe the 39-yard line. So 3 and out for Mills Godwin, and they punt. 24-0, Lee-Davis, 6:58 left. So we continue to wait for our first fantastic finish of the 17 season as LC Bird handled Meadowbrook, especially second half last week on our Thursday night game. Friday, it was a big 20-0 early lead for Monacan. They held on for 26-14 win, but it was never in doubt, really. Good late play by Hanover, though. Last, back to pass. Intercepted at midfield. Pass is intended for Aaron Bowers, and Spencer Reif dives into the air for the interception. Hold everything. And they will take over at midfield. And still 6:53 left here on the game of the week. Three picks tonight for Zach Lass. First down to Safarwich, and he will get caught from behind the line of scrimmage from Ned Anthony, and we've got penalty markers coming in, and I can tell you why. Anthony picked him up and then tackled him, and once you pick up a runner or a receiver and you throw him to the ground, that is an automatic personal foul and a 15-yard penalty. So Mills Godwin is going to get a first down in Lee-Davis territory. Of emphasis at multiple levels of football. The only reason there's a discussion right now with the officials is to whether or not one of the officials is saying, no, he really didn't do that. The flags came in from the secondary. The tackle was made behind the line of scrimmage. From our angle, if they keep the flag, it's not a bad call. Again, player safety comes first. Clock stops with 6:36 left to play. The official's decision. Personal foul, Lee-Davis. Yep. You cannot pick up a ball carrier and throw him to the ground. You can tackle him, but you cannot lift him into the air and give him, if you're familiar with professional wrestling at all, you cannot give him a suplex. And that's basically what Ned did. Can't do that anymore.
Moves the ball to the Lee-Davis 38-yard line. Results in an Eagles first down.
So first down after the personal foul. With 6:36 to go, Mills Godwin will have the football at the Lee-Davis 38-yard line. Officials are getting something squared away here. And as soon as we get the signal, and now we're ready to get back going. Blitz coming on first down. Bowers pitches to Safarwich. He gets a block, but there's a flag on the play, and it's going to be a hold. Coming back as Safarwich got 4, maybe 5 yards, but that block on the outside that allowed Bryce to cut it back inside, somebody got a little too much jersey. And that'll be coming back, and the clock will stop at 6:22 to go. So holding against Mills Godwin. 6th penalty of the night unofficially for the Eagles. It is a final at Chester Fritz. Hermitage takes care of Henrico, 27-12. So from the 46-yard line after the holding penalty, they got to get to the 29 for a new first down, 28.5. Bowers fakes the handoff, man coming out, ball comes out, it's picked up, Ned Anthony with it, and he will go all the way. Touchdown, Lee-Davis Confederates. Ned Anthony picks up the fumble and runs 38 yards to pay dirt. Ty Mills gets credit for that one. Ty Mills forces the fumble. It is picked up by Ned Anthony and races in for the score. So 5:41 to go, and the point after coming from Hudnall to make it 31. Lass will hold. Bad snap again. Lass has to pick it up. He's going to try to throw it into the end zone. Did Hargrove get it? No. The 2-point try out of the bad snap on the extra point is no good. So it is now 30-0. Number 8, Lee-Davis. Left. And the Confederates will be 1-0 as they head home for their home opener against number 9, Douglas Freeman, next week, a game that I'm sure they've had circled on their calendar for quite some time, because it was, of course, Douglas Freeman that ended their season in the first round of the playoffs a year ago. In a game where Lee-Davis should have been the home team, but you go back to last September when there was an altercation and a blowout win over Glen Allen. And Nathan Evans was suspended, and he could not play the next week at Varina, and they lost that game to Varina, and that loss cost them home field advantage last year. They had to go to Long Stadium, and they lost to Douglas Freeman. The rematch in Mechanicsville next Friday night. So the scoop and score from 38 yards unofficially, and Ty Mills with a tremendous job making that happen. 30-0 ensuing kick taken at the 20-yard line. Eagles looking for blockers up the middle to the 30 and near the 32-yard line on the return is Charlie Stanton. Returns at about 12 yards, and Godwin with it, first down. Both teams have all 3 timeouts left, 5:34 to go.
On the ball, first and 10 from the 133.
Mills Godwin will pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and look to regroup for next week at Atlee. First down handoff to Safarwich. He's able to get to the 36-yard line before Logan Dockman stops him after a gain of about 3. It'll be second down.
Gain of 3 yards. Second down and 7 to go, ball at the 36.
Handoff to Safarwich. Gets held up at the line of scrimmage. And no gain there. Aaron Bowers helping out on the stop. And it'll be third down. Number 7, Monacan just defeated Glen Allen. Final score there, 28-0. So Monacan now 2-0, ranked 7th in our latest poll. And Glen Allen loses their opener in 2017. Coming up on 4:10 to go here, 30-0 Lee-Davis. Handoff Safarwich. Finds some room up the middle. Gets close to the 45. Keeps the pile going to near the 46-yard line. And that'll be enough for a Mills Godwin first down. Nice job by Safarwich just keeping the feet churning. And they'll move the chain to the 46-yard line. But time running out on the Eagles as they look to be going to 1-1 ahead of the trip to Atlee on our game of the week next week. Handoff, Safarwich gets into Lee-Davis territory at the 49.5-yard line. Grabs close to 5 yards. Rice defensively helping out on the stop. It will be second down. And Spencer Rife in at quarterback. Here are the last few plays for the Eagles. From the 49, high snap. Reif hangs on to it, going to run it himself. Gets across the 45, cuts up the middle to the 42-yard line, and that'll be enough for a first down. So first down and 10 for Mills Godwin at the Lee-Davis 42. And obviously, everyone would love to get on the scoreboard. Final coming up in just a moment. Just in on the scoreboard. Low snap. Reif picks it up, and he will lose 2 yards back to the 44. That was the center's fault. Just a bad snap there. Prince George, remember that missed extra point by Clover Hill? It cost them. Final score, Prince George 21, Clover Hill 20. The Royals win their opener tonight, and the Cavaliers drop to 0-2 in 2 games that they had a chance to win in, too. Prince George 21, Clover Hill 20 in on the Virginia Farm Bureau in-game scoreboard. Second down and 12 after the 2-yard loss. Reif going to keep it himself, look for running room, but left side cuts up the middle, gets to the 40, and a penalty marker is in to stop play at 1 minute and 38 to go. So we will stop and wait the referee's signal. Okay, it is official, fans. Our game of the week has been moved to Monday. Picking up the flag. So Reif will get 5 yards on the gain. Second down and 7. Spencer will keep it, cut up the middle, and get to the 36-yard line. So 3 more there. Patrick Henry at Caroline moved to Monday at 5 p.m. Monday at 5 p.m. So, obviously, that means we will not be on the air with our game of the week tomorrow night. We will confirm first whether, well, we know we'll be on the air Monday at 5 at Caroline. Whether it's online only or whether it's also on 102.9 The Mater, we will find out likely tomorrow morning and let you know on Twitter and Facebook. Third down and 4. 35 seconds to go. Reif falls forward. Tackle by Anthony, and should be just enough for the first down. But this one is going to be in the books in 25 seconds. And the Lee-Davis Confederates will win their opener, move to 1-0. Situation, so officials timeout for Mills Godwin. So Lee-Davis will go to 1-0. They host number 9 Douglas Freeman, a Big 12 poll matchup next week. Eagles will fall to 1-1. They'll go to 0-1 at Lee, our game of the week next Friday, September the 8th. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock kick on 102.9 The Mater. On 14:30 a.m., live on the TuneIn radio app, search 102.9 FM Richmond to listen in on the app if you'd like, as well as online at RVASportsNetwork.com and HanoverCountySports.net. Shaken up player for Mills Godwin, 29, Braxton Downham, will come off the field under his own power. Mills Godwin will not line up for another play, and the final 15 seconds will go off the clock. Congratulations to Ryan Turnage and Lee-Davis. They start the year with a 30-0 win at XL Stadium over the Eagles of Mills Godwin. Lee-Davis 1-0, home to number 9 Douglas Freeman next Friday night, September the 8th. Mills Godwin falls to 1-1 on the season, and they next go to Atlee a week from tomorrow night. And again, that's our game of the week on September 8th. So fans, our game of the week tomorrow night postponed to Monday. It'll be a 5 p.m. kick, a 4:30 air time, and as soon as we know where it will be aired, we will let you know. Follow us on Twitter, Sportsnet, and on Hanover Sports for information. Just as soon as we get it, we'll pass it along to you, and that means we're free to go to another football game tomorrow night. So watch our Twitter network. We'll keep you posted. We won't be on the radio, but we will be on Twitter somewhere tomorrow evening. We'll keep you posted as to where that might be. Thanks, everybody, so much for being with us on this special edition of the Game of the Week on the RVA Sports Network, and a huge thank you to Athletic Director Tom Nadeau, to Blake Petticord, and all the wonderful staff here at Mills Godwin High School for making us feel so welcome, as they do when we're here for sporting events all throughout the year. Big night for Josh Rice. 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns in the third quarter, and Lee-Davis pulls away for the 30-0 victory. Follow us on Twitter for late finals from the other games in the area, wherever you are. At Hanover County, it's at Hanover Sports. Henrico County at Henrico Sports. Chesterfield County at Seafield Sports. And for the rest of the Richmond area and for all sports news, follow us on the RVA Sports Network. Tonight's coverage of Lee-Davis Mills Godwin, a presentation of the RVA Sports Network, solely intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use without the express written consent of HCS Media LLC is strictly prohibited. We'll talk to you Monday, Labor Day from Caroline, and a week from Friday night for Mills Godwin Atlee on the Game of the Week. Don't